Back in early January, I received an anonymous tip telling me I might want to check out the comings and goings of court deputies who worked at Orange County's juvenile courthouse. Well, our first step was we took a camera and just wanted to get some video of these men and women arriving at the courthouse and leaving at the courthouse, not quite knowing whether there was anything unusual or out of place for what they were doing. Then my next step was to request these sign-in sheets. When the deputies would arrive at the courthouse in the morning, they would sign in. When they would leave, they would sign out. Now, these sign-in sheets indicate that on weekends and holidays, there really weren't a lot of court cases taking place at the juvenile courthouse. In some cases, the deputies would only be working for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. But then that raised questions when we looked at their payroll records, why they were claiming they were at the courthouse for 4 hours, sometimes more than double the amount of time they were actually at work, and they were getting paid for that 4 hours. Well, as soon as we started looking into this, we asked the sheriff's office about it, and they acknowledged that no, these deputies should have either stayed at the courthouse, or if they left early, they should not have been claiming additional hours on their payroll records. Within days of us starting to look into this, a supervisor with the sheriff's office issued a memo, and in it he ordered these court deputies to accurately report their timesheets. That's one thing, but also he said that if court were to adjourn early, as it does on most weekends and holidays, those deputies are now ordered to remain inside the courthouse, basically waiting out the clock until their 4-hour shift is over. Well, as you can imagine, that is raising eyebrows among some people about, are we paying deputies to patrol an empty building, which is what the sheriff's office acknowledges that's what they're doing. One of those people raising questions is Orange County's comptroller, Martha Haney, basically the county's elected auditor, and she certainly is puzzled by how this can happen, and she's now asking the Orange County Sheriff to investigate this a little bit further to not only find out whether it's the best use of taxpayer dollars for these deputies to wait out their shifts in an empty courthouse, but also to try to figure out why and how this could have been happening for so long that these deputies were getting paid, in essence, to be at home.